Well, Stephen Marshall has begun courting the two independent MPs he hopes will anoint him Premier. But he may have his work cut out winning over Bob Such, the former Liberal revealing the hatred his one-time colleagues had for him ran so deep they wished him dead.
Two men with plenty to chew over.
It's a bit like a jury, you hear from the prosecution and also the defence.
Jeff Brock and Bob Such met with Stephen Marshall today to hear his pitch for power.
Well, I had a cup of tea for a start in there. It was very nice.
It's the longest discussion I've ever had with Steve.
And it turned out they had plenty in common.
He's a small L Liberal. That's what I am. I'm a small L Liberal.
But he's not as fond of some of Mr Marshall's less moderate colleagues.
I haven't had any love notes or any promises of a Christmas card, no. And there's still a couple of old bad eggs who are still around, but you'll always get that in a party.
This party's seen plenty of feuding. The knifing of Dean Brown still stings.
I don't think about it all day, but a couple of those people are still here.
Dr Such blames Ian Evans for orchestrating a concerted bid to unseat him in Fisher.
Steve, I don't think he knew what was going on down there.
Bob, outlined to me some of his concerns and I'll investigate those.
But bad blood runs deep. Dr Such believes some of his former colleagues hoped for the worst when he successfully battled cancer.
They were hoping that I'd die, drop dead.
But he and Mr Brock could breathe new life into the Liberals' failed campaign.
It's a daunting decision I've had to make, and it's something I wish I didn't have to make, but we're in that situation.
Neither of them gave me the buzzer today in terms of knocking me out of the equations.
Mr Brock's concerned about regional South Australia. Dr Such wants to see the state of the books.
They're both a bit vague, it's sort of a wish list, trust us, we'll hope it all works out.
Counting begins tomorrow on a record number of pre-poll and postal votes with no result likely until Sunday.
I prefer that we take our time and do it properly than get the result wrong.
I'm still sleeping very well, but I want it resolved as quickly as possible.
Senior Liberals already dissecting where it went wrong.
No comment. Leave it to Stephen.
Well, how's Stephen? How was the campaign, do you think?
Good. No, leave it to Stephen.
Some suggest leaving it to Stephen backfired. In a pre-poll radio stunt, he was asked to predict Saturday's result. His guess revealed today a Liberal win with 27 seats. That's 5 more than they're likely to end up with.
Let's say it was a miscalculation.
And Tom Richardson joins us now live. Tom, what are today's calculations?
Well, we're still looking at Sunday before a result's known. All eyes are on Mitchell, and with a record number of pre-poll and postal votes to count, the Liberals haven't completely given up on seats like Elder or Colton, but they're more than 600 votes behind in both of them, and realistically, Labor seems to have more chance of pulling off a shock win in Hartley or even Adelaide, which would give Labor an outright majority, guys.
Thank you, Tom.